Hello. People saw that on my shirt I had a Dear Evan Hansen logo. So, apparently Voiceplay is done waving through a window. And since y'all absolutely love Voiceplay, and I absolutely love y'all, I decided, let's do something for the both of us. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Okay. Let's go react to it. Thank you for all the support. 2010's entrance. Let's do this thing. Make sure to like, subscribe, and also check out all the things in my bio. Let's get right into it. Let's get to waving through a window. Wait, prediction. We're not going to start on a low note this time. Jeff is not going to be the one starting us off. It will be a whole different vibe. It's going to be the bald guy. The bald guy's going to start us off. That's my prediction. Haven't seen this. Okay, a little retro. He's in the middle. There's hope.
I've learned to slam on the brake
There's no way I predicted.
before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me.
Sorry, called it. Just called it. Anyways, my man's right here. Love the 80s little muffin chops you got there. Looks like a golf club. Anyways, getting distracted.
Give them no reason to stare, no slipping up if you slip away. So I got nothing to share, no, I got nothing to say.
Number one, I love his voice correlating with this. It's very light and airy and kind of like, and it's very hesitant because acting, as I said, voice play, lovely at acting. Also, the guy beatboxing when he goes the, don't want to hit the thing. Basically, when he does that, it reminds me of like when I was in like elementary school. Me and my sister would always do the little boom snap clap. I don't know. I just thought that was very interesting how he's incorporating the vibration of his own chest. I don't know. Anyways, lovely vocals right here. Very, very hesitant, which corresponds to the feel of the song.
Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? Cause I'm tapping on the glass.
Before we get to that high note that he's about to hit, I love how they just completely stopped it. As I said, it's staying true to the musical, which I'll bow down to. I just very much love the fact that every time they're incorporating some acting, it's always going back to the core music. Everybody's, distanced, he feels alone, so why is he not just singing alone? With the lack of instrumentals, it's just him and his own head, and it's very just methodically thought out. I love it.
I'm waving through a window.
Ooh.
Can anybody see? Is anybody waiting? We start with stars in our eyes. We start believing that we belong, but every sun doesn't rise, and no one tells you where you went wrong.
There we go. Voice playing around with the vocals. Very much love that. The reason that they're doing so many runs is because Evan, in the musical Dear Evan Hansen, runs away from his problems a lot, like some of us do. But the thing is that they're incorporating it in the song itself, which, as I said, it's very honorable. Same thing that they did with If I Was a Rich Man. They played around with it, they joked around with it, but they also kept it true of like, Same thing right here. Plus, I like how I think this was made like 3 years ago, 3 or 6 years ago. I don't know. I know that's a huge jump in the timeline, in the whole cinematic universe that Voiceplay has created. However, I also like how it's just the original five, and they just added the instrumental, the guest instrumental, instead of like a guest singer. But yeah, I just like that it's very highlighting of the tenor voices right now, which very much appreciated.
Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window.
I love how he pushes out that note. Because this song is very difficult. Because even for me, I have to... On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? Because I'm tapping on the glass, I'm waving through a window. See, with him, he's changing it up. He's not going into his falsetto like the original one. He's shooting it out there. He wants to be heard. That's the whole story of waving through a window. It's, you feel blocked off. You feel isolated. You feel like... The term that I always go with is it gives you the feeling of your internal monologue is feeling all these feelings, but your external monologue is not perceiving that. It's like having a panic attack. It's, you have so much emotions that your whole body goes numb in a sense, and that's basically what they're shifting in. Is he's shy at the beginning because it's doing the external monologue of, oh man, I wish I could have talked to that person. Oh man, like I'm acting so weird. And now it's his internal, the all the feelings that he's holding back. I'm mad that I'm not able to like talk to this person. I'm frustrated that like I'm not able to take that initiative, and it's just beautiful. Not only the original orchestra, but how they're honoring it, as well as they're shifting it into the internal monologue of being frustrated in yourself that you can't do these things, but you just can't. So I just like how they're honoring that. Pushing out the notes. It's very strenuous. Waving instead of I'm waving. I know that voice crack. It's very early in the morning, but like it's that different punch. It's like when you're singing, falsetto is kind of like, it's, you know, they're gonna hit it because it's their falsetto. It's that straight jab that you do, that in most like UFC fights do. When you push it out, it hits a lot differently. Cause little jab, but it's a whole lot different when you're swinging like this. And singing, it's the same thing. I'm waving. It's you know that it's gonna land, but with the swing, they can dodge, they can waving. It's a lot differently. So I like how they're taking, you know, different jabs, different fighting styles at singing. I know that was a lot of metaphors in a singular moment, but I didn't know how to verbalize it in other terms, other literal terms, so I just did it in metaphorical terms.
Try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass, waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving when you've fallen in a forest and there's nobody around? Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around.
I wish during this part, my Cardi B just came out. I wish during this part they would have let Jeff kind of vocalize the bass. He could have brought it another key down, but I don't know. Since this was like made years before this, I don't think they were taking very big risk as they do nowadays, which is probably why this has a very different feel to it. But I just appreciate the initiative of doing the song, as challenging as it is.
Do you ever really crash or even make a sound?
Alrighty, you decided to hit me with that right as I was like, y'all aren't really taking any risk. Okay, let's go back and appreciate that beautiful run.
Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? Did I?
Same thing with Let's Go Fly a Kite from Mary Poppins. Crashing, he's descending his vocal tones while doing the vibrato. Crash. He's crashing his voice down. It's very lovely, very unique.
Even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? It's like I never made a sound. Will I ever make a sound? On the outside, always looking in. Will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear. So I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass.
Alrighty, I was kind of disappointed at the beginning. However, I was just like, and then he just jumps that octave and he just smacks me in the face. He's just like, you shouldn't sleep on us. You shouldn't see, that's why I'm always patient with these. Because Fiddler on the Roof, I was just like, yeah, this is like jamming. And then they like switched it to that little like Drake type music video and all that stuff. So I like how they are taking initiative with this song and really doing on the inside, like the way that they're just handling this song is very, very poetic. I'll give it to them. I'm not sitting here like disappointed. It's just, it's like an up and down roller coaster where some parts I'm just very critical of this song just because it is one of my favorites. But I do appreciate the fact that they are taking risks with this song and not doing anything like that. We'll go back. We'll.
I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to
Very Rockstar-esque right there.
appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me?
Before we go to this ending, I like how he's handling those notes. He's doing the screamo of a rock star, kind of crying out and pleading. Okay, song. Okay, you won me over.
Is anybody waving? Whoa.
I have thoughts and opinions. I think out of all of them so far, this one is I need to lay off a tiny bit just because I am very critical. Having said that, background music. So I don't know how I feel about this. Because out of all of them so far, I've gotten more hype, but it's probably because I'm very critical of this song. I hold this to a very high standard. I don't know. It's probably just because it's in a different style than the musical really is. I really appreciate the risk that they took. I really appreciate the risk that they take during the song. They very much appreciate it as a whole. It's just because it was so focused on one singular voice, not all of them could be appreciative or appreciated as artists or put their own spin on it. It's just, I'm very critical of this just because like it is my favorite song. If I was to do like a ranking scale so far, I think this song was probably at the bottom. It's still like a good like 7 out of 10. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, blah 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 blah. Like no, it was like very impressive, very, very impressive. Nonetheless, like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, I could do that easily. It's just I wish more of their voices were appreciated in that, to where during the when you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? It's that low raspiness, and I wish kind of maybe Jeff's voice would have been more appreciative there. Or at the very end, I know the guy on the far right, even though he's not in the group anymore, he was a phenomenal tenor. I wish that he kind of like hit those last notes at the end, just because I feel like it's his nature. I don't know. I would still rate this very, very high when it comes to music. Like I would put this on my playlist. It's just if it would have came up in a car ride, I probably would skip it and just listen to like the original. But as I said, I'm just very picky. Leave other suggestions in the comments below. Thank you for getting this far. I love you more. Make sure you eat, drink, and also take your meds. Make sure to love yourself, but most importantly, make sure to love others. Now, I'm going to wave through my window. Oh. Can anybody see you hitting that like and subscribe button for me? Is anybody waving? Okay, let me stop.